I love fairy tales. I love the Hans Christian Andersen version of The Little Mermaid, where she dies at the end. Even with his adoration, though, it's taken Paul W.S. Anderson more than 3 decades to make a fantasy feature. The cult filmmaker has ventured into just about every other genre, often juggling a few at once, as with the zombie action and corporate dystopia of the Resident Evil series or the occult horror and space exploration of Event Horizon. But a medieval story of knaves and nymphs had eluded him until his new feature in The Lost Lands, an adaptation of a George R.R. Martin short story, a be careful what you wish for parable with bleak, bloody consequences. The film stars Dave Bautista as Boyce, a royal employed hunter that enlists the abilities of Wish-Grantaire Grey Alice, Mila Jovovich, perfectly cast as a figure Martin's story describes as a slender, small, somehow ageless woman with wide gray eyes. I was always a kid that loved to read. I excelled in Greek mythology, Egyptian and Norse myths. I feel like I was preparing to play a character like Grey Alice my whole life, Jovovich says. She's compelled to grant people wishes, but she understands that it's a curse. That made me understand how vulnerable she is and how isolating that would be. The two lone wolves traverse a wasteland of vast canyons, derelict cityscapes, and blazing oil fields, digitally rendered on blue screens. While that's become industry standard for genre epics, Anderson was intent to avoid technical limitations that he's seen other modern productions bump against. It's a problem a lot of even very expensive movies fall into. If you shoot the actor against a blue screen and you don't really know what the background is going to be, how can you light the foreground to match the background? The answer is you can't, Anderson says. So people do this rather generic blue screen lighting where you can see everything because you don't want to lose detail. But what it means is you never really get dramatic lighting on the actor.